Welcome to the northeast coast of England. This is Chemical Beach at Seaham in County Durham. This is the first shot that I've set up. I've got these old gnarly bits of timber sticking out the sand. I'm using them as a foreground, and then that leads you up to the rocks in the mid-ground that are being washed by the sea, and then in the distance we have the beautiful stack that's being lit by some gorgeous sunlight. Filter wise, I've got a 0.9 hard grad pulled across the full scene, then I've got a 0.6 hard grad pulled across the sky, and then just to pull that sky in a little bit more, I've added a 0.9 medium grad and pulled it down slightly over the hard grad. Now this combination of filters has given me a 0.6 second exposure, which is perfect for getting a little bit of movement in the water. So with high tide just about reaching its peak, we decided to move back slightly and get up onto some rocks behind us, which gave us a slightly elevated view of the beach. Now for this shot, I've kept the same kind of format. I've kept the old gnarly wood in the foreground, rocks in the midground, stacked in the distance again. Only this time I've replaced the 0.9 hard grad across the full scene with a 10 stop. So now I can get a nice long exposure, and this exposure ended up being 81 seconds. Right, back down on the beach now, and I've decided for this shot that I'm going to pull the 0.9 medium grad just a little bit further down over the scene, just to darken it a little bit more, which will extend the exposure time. Now the exposure time I've got for this shot here is 105 seconds. Now for me foreground again, I've kept these old wooden stumps that are sticking out the sand. They're just so old and gnarly, and they've got loads of detail in them, and the textures are just a wonderful foreground to have. Then of course after the stumps, your eyes go immediately to the rocks in the midground, these big huge boulders that are lying in the sea, and then right up to that huge sea stack in the background being lit by some gorgeous light. Right, for this shot, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to try focus stacking. Now firstly, I'm going to focus on these rocks that are really close to the lens. I'm going to focus on them so that they'll be nice and sharp in the shot. Next, I'm going to focus on the sea stack in the background so that that'll be nice and sharp. Then I'll put both shots into Photoshop as layers. I'll have the first shot as the bottom layer, second shot as the top layer. I'll add a mask to the top layer. Then it's just a case of brushing away all of the out of focus bits on the top layer, which will bring through all the focus bits of the bottom layer, which should theoretically give us a full focus stacked image from front to back. If you explore even further along the beach, you'll find some old wooden posts. There's loads of them just scattered around everywhere. I've decided to change lenses for this shot. I've decided to put the 7200 on. This is so that I can zoom in and isolate just a certain amount of the posts that I want in the shot. And for this shot, it's these 4 posts here that I've concentrated on. Composition wise, I just have the 4 posts in the shot and I've zoomed in on them and I've totally cut out all the sky. So all it is the posts and the sea. I'm using 2 filters for this shot, a 10 stop stacked with a 3 stop. And this has given me an exposure time of 231 seconds.